Yep. It's about that time again. What's going on here? Okay, agree. Exit, because I don't want people to know about my life. I don't like sketchy updates for your phone, for your computer. I just clicked out of an update talking about, do you want Canon products to know about any of your problems that you're having with your printer? You know, keep good track of what you've been printing, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, nah, not at all. I don't even print anything. But I just giving you more access to information I just feel like you don't need, you know? So if I sound a little congested, I don't know if it's my allergies kicking in, or I was sick last week. I don't feel sick no more. It's just in the front of my face. So I don't know what's going on right now. I might still be sick and don't even know it. So I'm sorry if I'm sniffling, like I'm some cocoa on a Saturday night. You know, sorry, but it's just the way life is. You know, not everybody's invincible. Remember that. You may feel invincible, but as soon as you hit 27 years old, you realize, hey man, I'm not motherfucking invincible no more. So, okay, what's going on here? I got a beer in my hand. I'm gonna drink it tonight with you guys. It's a Sapporo premium beer. It's a Sapporo Black, so I'm assuming it's a black lager. Yeah, it is. I love black lagers. I love black lagers more than regular lagers. All right, so it wants me to do that and then push it back. Why? Maybe it's telling me because there's some people that leave the tab up, which I think is stupid if you have to tell me directions on how to open up a beer can. Oh yeah, that is tasty, boy. How have you guys been? It's the last day of the month. It's April 30th, my birthday month. 2017. I turned 27 this month. I put some chapstick on my lips. My lips are thrashed. I don't even think I have it. Nope, I got it. I need to throw some Vaseline on. Like when you're sick, you breathe out your mouth, right? And then your lips get all crusty. And so, what a few people know is that when you start using chapstick, your lips start to rely on that chapstick for moisture. So your lips actually naturally moisturize themselves, and that's it. But once you start using chapstick, whatever the hell is in your lip molecules to keep them moist, or themselves, they just stop appearing because obviously you're putting this shit on instead. So that's why when you stop using chapstick, your lips be getting chapped as hell. But see, that's why once I'm not sick no more, I'm going to throw Vaseline on my lips one time, breathe out my nose, heal my shit up, and I'm not using chapstick ever again until I get sick again. It's a hassle to keep putting Carmex on my lips because my lips is dried out and cracking. It's annoying. How's everybody been though? I hope you guys been good. I gave y'all two podcasts. I hope you enjoyed them. I finally did the one with Josh. The first one I did with Josh was so bad because I was in Indiana. We just got back from a night of drinking, a lot of drinking. Came back to the house, was drinking some more, and it just sounded terrible. We weren't making sense. We weren't saying anything, and that was important. So it was fun though. So he did it again, and this time it's a lot better. So if you haven't heard it yet, go ahead and check it out. Thank you so much for the support so far in my podcast career. Shout out to my 2 followers. I do this for you. I do this for yo's. Okay. So how's everybody's weekend been? My weekend's been all right. I stayed out of trouble. I took a friend to the airport Thursday night, late as hell Thursday night. I think it was Thursday or Wednesday night, one of the two. Um, and then Friday, I didn't really do too much. What did I do Friday? I'm lying. Friday, I went to a birthday party. My friend, one of my good friends from like elementary school, right? I've known him since kindergarten. He's dating this girl. They've been going hard for a while now, and it was her birthday. She had a co-birthday with another friend, and they rented out a skating rink. And I was like, you know what? This might be fun instead of going out and bar hopping and getting hangovers and shit. Because me personally, I'm phasing myself out of that. I'll take that back. No, I'm not. Because for my birthday, we went out to a restaurant, had food and drinks, and then we went out to a bar. And I just remember going home, and that was it. And it was just a lot of beer, because I love beer. But yeah, we went to a skating rink. Man, it was fun as hell. But I just know if I'm ever going to go to a skating rink again, I gotta bring my own skates, man. Like, I was riding around the renter skates, and like my heel was like rubbing extra hard, and I was like, yeah, after the 20th turn, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take my shoes off, take my skates off, and put my shoes back on. And then so I get home, right? Mind you, I'm not falling. I've never fallen while skating. I'm not a strong skater. You could tell by my moves. I move like a newborn baby elephant deer. That's how I move. But I'm not falling for nobody. And so this dude fell in front of me, and I was like, oh, this is a perfect opportunity for me to fall, but it's not going to go down like that, because rule number 1 in ATL, what did T.I. say? He said, don't fall. My 20 years of skating, I don't fall, man. I don't care. It's not going down like that, baby. So anyway, so I take my shoes off, or I take my skates off, put my shoes on. It's time to go. I go home. I sit down on my bed, and I'm like, dang, my feet freaking hurt. My foot hurts, right? And so I take my shoes and my sock off, and I got a blister about the size of a damn quarter on the heel of my foot, man. And I'm like, dog, do I pop this, or do I just let it be? So I decided, I'm just going to let it be. And the next day, I had a photo shoot with my friends for my brand or whatever, and like my foot was just throbbing the whole time. And I'm like, man, this is fucking terrible. So you gonna invite me to a skating rink? Let me know. I'm gonna buy my own skates, and that's just how it's gonna be. Or I'm gonna bring insoles. If you can do that, bring your own insoles. That way your feet ain't gonna be rubbing on that damn leather, basically the freaking metal of the skate. Because the roller skating rental skates, those joints are so old. You could just tell that they're from the 70s, right? And I don't know what they do with them. They just spray them down with Lysol, put them back up. But they came from years and years, possibly decades and decades of just wear and tear. So it's like they're still in shape, in good shape. But that part you got to stay aware of, pay close attention to, is that insole right there, that inside part. Make sure it's not super worn down where it's going to free and rub your heel off. And they say, your socks bleeding. What you going to tell your mom? Why you got blood in your sheet, in your socks, Javon? I don't know. I don't live with my mom, nor does my mom do laundry. She offers to do my laundry, but I just look at her in her face, and I'm like, no, I have a washer and dryer at my home, mother. I'm not doing this. I'm too grown. I'm too grown at this point, I think everyone's goal in life, is to be independent, man, and don't rely on your parents on anything, because it makes their lives way easier. Even though you may have parents like my mom will do anything for me, and that's why I love my mom. She holds it down no matter what. There's a time where I wasn't working for like a month. She held me down till I got my shit back together, got a new job, all that stuff. She held me down. But, my goal wasn't to be like, oh, I'm going to just thug this out for as long as I can because my mom's helping. Nah, see, your goal is to be like, okay, I'm going to get it now. Let me get my shit together. Let me pay my mom back, and then we're going to get the ball rolling. So, I don't know, So, I feel like it just makes you, I feel like when you stop relying on your parents and your parents don't have to foot the bill for you and shit for a lot of things, I feel like it makes their lives easier. My whole thing is making someone else's life easier by doing what I feel like I think is necessary. Because, I mean, you save way more money. She's saving way more money not worrying about my ass, you know. She doing things. She's having fun and shit now. She having fun. She going out, you know. Got a nice little go-kart. She bought a Fiat. I really hate the Fiat. She'll drive it to my house talking about, oh, let's go to Seattle. I'll drive. I'm like, no, we're not. You're not driving this thing. I'm not riding with you in this thing. I'm not riding with you in this go-kart to Seattle, Washington. I'm not sitting in this thing for 45 minutes and then we get blown over by a gust of wind. I'm not doing that. I don't like small cars. I hate them. So that's just me, though. I've been seeing a lot of drama lately, man. A lot of drama. Now, me personally, you know, at a young age, you know, when you're young in relationships and you're like a person like me where you just got a lot of shit on your chest, you know, not literally, but like, you know, verbally, thought-wise, you have a lot of things on your chest because, you know, you just don't have an outlet. You feel like you don't have a real outlet, like talking to your friends or whatever. You just want to feel like you don't. We want to use that status update like a diary, right? And you got to stop that shit. You definitely got to stop that shit. You know why I say that? Because it's too much, man. I don't even like being on Facebook too long anymore. Like, I'm only on, I'm about to actually delete my Facebook here eventually. Once I figure out how to do ads without Facebook, it's over. Excuse me. Sorry for sniffling my nose. Just for the fact that, I mean, it's really easy to use Facebook ads to, like, you know what audience you're hitting and stuff like that and where you're at. But, like, I'm always tempted for some reason. I'm not, like, when I don't have a Facebook, I'm not tempted. But when I do have a Facebook and I got the opportunity to scroll on some shit, it's just like, damn, man, it's really depressing. I don't understand why Facebook has become such a depressing place. You know, I do enjoy seeing people, you know, I like those posts saying, oh, I finally got the job, or, you know, oh man, I got a new car finally. My old one was just a piece of shit. Or like, oh man, my little brother's finally graduating from high school. We didn't think he was going to do it. You know, I like those kind of posts. But then I'll be seeing some shit about baby mamas, baby fathers, drama. And I'm like, man, like, the energy that you put in that banging out that keyboard to get your thought off, you could put that towards something way more beneficial, something way more positive, something that you might enjoy doing without making yourself look crazy as fuck. Because that's my thing. Like, back in my day, I was on Facebook talking crazy. Well, this was before my parents were on Facebook and relatives. That's one of the main reasons why I don't do the crazy shit that I used to do back when I was young, because I was just having fun on a keyboard trying to, you know, stimulate minds and get people to think, like, why is this? Why is that? Like, there was an instance where I was dating this girl for a while, and we got into an argument because she went to Vegas, and, like, she was one of those type of girls that want to make you jealous so that she knew that you cared about her, and that was the ordeal. So she was saying some wild shit, and I was upset about it. I got upset. I was a young man. I didn't know what I was doing. So I was just talking crazy on Facebook, just caused a big old debate. Her friends hopping in saying, why are you saying that on Facebook, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know what? You don't know. I'm just trying to see what other people's perspective is about it. You know, just making myself look fucking wild. And honestly, in that time of my life, I was at a weird breaking point, boy. Like, you know, shit was going good, but then, you know, one thing led to another, and shit just started not going my way. So you hit a really weird dark spot in life sometimes, and if you hit that dark spot while you have social media, you get the fuck off of social media, and you do something to make that dark place feel better. I'm telling you that right now. Not saying I was depressed or anything, but it's just a lot of life situations was just weighing me down, and so I just felt like my only outlet was like typing shit through Facebook. But that's why I'm here where I am now, right? So rather than, you know, Facebooking a bunch of shit that nobody cares about except maybe 12 people that's going to like it, and maybe that one cousin that's going to be like, oh man, you good, bro. That's always going to be in the comments saying some shit like that. I'm just going to be on a motherfucking podcast and just speak my mind, you know? Just give people an opportunity while they're sitting in the car or at the gym. I don't know why you're listening to a podcast at the gym. That's fucking boring. But if you're in your car or at your desk at work, you got somebody, hey, you going through it? Hey, I went through it too. Know that, okay? But, yeah, man, I never understood posting all your nonsense, airing out your dirty laundry on Facebook or, airing out other people's dirty laundry or, like, trying your hardest to make somebody else look bad. It's never my thing, man. I never understood it. I stay away from people like that, honestly, because it's just making me look crazy because I'm associated with that person now. You know what I mean? So, a lot of my friends, I'm literally probably the only one that's active on social media accounts. A lot of my friends don't really be posting shit, and they always give me a hard time. So I'm always posting stuff like my Instagram. Hey, I'm worried about that picture. Let me get that angle right. Let me throw that filter on there. I'm not going to post no bullshit, And that's how I do. But same with Facebook, I actually put some thought in it. I'm not just going to be blasting on my keyboard because I feel some type of way. I'm actually going to put some thought in it. Let me see if somebody else is going to ride to and agree with what I'm saying or stimulate a conversation, Twitter, though, don't follow me on Twitter. You're not going to get anything educational at all. It's like my podcast. You're not going to learn anything new. Just having fun, giving people something to enjoy on a microphone by myself in my room, So I just look at it like that, man. Life is too short to be fucking sitting at your house, fucking banging out keyboards all damn day, talking about nonsense and drama. Do something productive. Get outside, go walking, get a cat. Get a cat. Get a cat, or if you want to be creative, get a fucking lizard. Get a lizard. You feel some type of way, buy a mouse, feed the lizard. Boom. You got something else to worry about now. I don't got time to fucking bang out this keyboard talking about my baby mama, all that shit. Instead, I got to feed my lizard or it's going to die. You know what I mean? Do stuff like that. People got too much fucking time on their hands just to be sitting on Facebook dropping 10 posts a day. It's too much. But, that's just the life I live. I'm a boring ass person. Tell me that. Tell me about it. I don't know why a girl would want me. I'm so damn boring. But, I don't like drama. Mind you, though, I will get creative. If I've been drinking watermelon, word to Beyonce. I will make a text conversation really interesting by talking nonsense. I tell people, don't take what I say seriously. Don't read it in a certain tone because I'm just typing. Don't know what I'm going to say. Don't worry about what I'm going to say. But, if you really want to get down into the nitty gritty on what I really mean or how I feel about you, we can have a face-to-face conversation over a fucking burrito. That's how I get down. Old school. Typing and shit, that's entertainment. Real life conversation, take me for who I am, we're going to speak face to face. That's it. Or a phone call. Phone calls are cool too. We don't do that enough. Actually, one of my best friends, he'll give you a fucking phone call. Like he's one of those guys where you text him, hey bro, what time are you coming over today to watch the game? He was going to give you a fucking phone call talking about, oh, hey man, I'll probably be over. Did you text me about something about a game? What time I'm going to be there? Yeah, man, I'm going to be there probably around 7:30, blah, 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 asking all these questions and, seeing you got to bring anything. And that's cool. I actually appreciate that because that's way quicker than a fucking back and forth texting conversation. Because I don't know how it happens, but people forget to text back. And now you're left on a limb trying to figure out if you got to bring potato salad or not. I hate that shit. But yeah, man. Say no to drama. You got a girl that got drama, say no. You got a boy that got drama, say no. Or just call them out on it and just be like, hey, if we going to be together, you got to let that shit go. Like, if you got a problem, tell me to my face. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot stress-free because people like me and my friends, if you over here airing your laundry out on Facebook, we're going to laugh at you and judge the shit out of you. And that's probably about 95% of the people on Facebook are going to do if you're those type of people that just talk about drama all fucking day. Because we just like, damn, this motherfucker here's living a soap opera. What's he going to do next? You know what I'm saying? So I don't want my life to be perceived as fucking entertainment because I'm always going through it and letting people know. I don't got time for that. If I'm going through it, I'm going to text my friends in our little group chat, and we're going to chit-chat, and they'll let me know what I got to do. But I'm not going to go to no motherfucking strangers that I know from high school that I don't even talk to, but they just added me 2 days ago talking about, hey, what's up? And like we're acting like we're buddies. We ain't buddies, motherfucker. You know, we're Facebook friends because we know who each other is. But are we good friends? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But that's just me. I don't see social media people as like friends. Like, I can have followers. I can have 80 million followers, and none of you motherfuckers like me, love me, don't know shit about me except what I post, you know? So, even with my 800 followers on Instagram, which ain't shit compared to these Instagram models that I know, you know? We're over here in the thousands and shit, and I'm over here with fucking 800. But, you know, that's because I'm a guy, and I just be posting about shit. You know, I take okay pictures. I'm not a photographer. I hashtag amateur on all my little photography photos that I like to share. But I'm not no motherfucking, you know, no professional doing wedding photos and shit. You know, but hey, you want photos done by me? Look here, man. I only need $50 and a pair of shoes, and I got you. I don't know what I'm doing, and I'll tell you that in a disclaimer. Don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to edit your shit on a phone app, and I'll send you the ones that I like. And that's it. That's how I live. That's how I do it. If you want photos by Javon, this is how it's going to be. You pay me $50, give me a pair of Timberland boots or some Adidas, right? Or maybe some Nikes. You want to get funky with it, right? Your phone or your pictures, I will take them all in RAW. Don't worry about that. It's going to have the quality. I'm going to edit the top 10 ones I like on a phone app, and then I'll send it to you via text message. And there you go. Because, I mean, that's where all the fucking pictures are going anyways on your Facebook. I don't think anybody prints out pictures and puts them in frames no more. Probably do, though. But, I mean, that's just me. I'm not into having a bunch of fucking baby pictures on Facebook. I'm just a grumpy old man tonight. How about that? I'm not into baby pictures. Too many of them. But the wildest shit to me about baby pictures is when newborns. People have newborns, and they take the picture of a butt-ass fucking baby covered in juice and slime, not even cleaned up yet, with the umbilical cord still fresh. And I'm like, damn, man, like, why are you doing this to me? Why'd you put this on my timeline? Like, I get it. I'm really excited for you and your family. But, you know, you don't have to be, you know, that excited about your kid where you have to post them on Facebook before these motherfuckers even had a bath yet. You know, before, you know, it's just my thing. You know, if I have a kid and my wife or baby mama, because, you know, these are the times that we live in, if she's talking about, Javon, get the picture, get the camera and take a picture, I'm going to look at her in her fucking face and be like, no, I'm not. She or he is covered in slime. No, if I'm going to take a selfie of little homie right here, he's going to be in the best form possible. He's going to have his hair done. He's going to at least have a bath. Get that fucking gook off of him, you know. I just think it's crazy. It's whatever. Like, everyone should know what childbirth is like, but fuck, man, relax. I mean, if you take a picture of your newborn kid, it's not like he's gonna just get up and grow up and be like, all right, I'm out of here at fucking 2 minutes old. Give it a chance. Let my man take a bath. Let him figure out this world shit. Take a picture when he's wrapped up in his blanket. Damn, give him a chance. Damn, relax. Damn. Life is too short to be rushing photos on motherfuckers because you're that excited. Relax. You know? But that's just me. I'm an old man. I'm an old school motherfucker right here, man. I don't know where I got it from. Probably my dad or somebody. Like, I'm just not into games. You know, drama was cool when I was young. I'm too old for that shit now. You're talking crazy to me now. I'm just not going to deal with you. You know, I'm going to tell my friends, too. Be like, hey, I don't fuck with that person. You could tell them that, too. And they'll be like, all right, man, I understand. And I'm like, all right, that's it. I don't have time for that stuff, man. Life is too short to be wrapped up in nonsense. I enjoy having a free mind and not thinking about fucking bullshit and just having fun and enjoying myself. But the minute somebody throws some fucking weird nonsense, drama, negativity into my circle, I'm just like, hey, you gotta put that shit somewhere else. I don't got time. I don't have time to talk about it. I don't care. I just don't care. No. Like when I have, sometimes your friends want to get in these weird debates about like some old shit, like something that may have occurred when you guys were out like 6 months ago, and like wants to argue about it. I nip that shit. Like, hey, I don't care. That's my thing. I don't care. I don't care. I yell at the top of my lungs just so they can get the picture. Like, hey, I don't care. Move on. It's over. It's done. It's over. It's fucking over. So anyways, enough about that. I could rant about that for days. Drama. Because I was there, man. Been there, done that. It feels good to get it off. But in return, you look like a fucking weirdo. You look crazy. You don't want to look crazy because then that's who you are. That's who you are. That's who he is, And then you just going to be that crazy motherfucker talking crazy all the time. People just going to look at you as an entertainment piece. For when they ain't got shit to do, they going to read your timeline talking about, damn, that motherfucker is crazy. Anyways. I haven't taken one sip of this damn beer. Yeah, man, the week's been crazy. I saw my uncle the other day. It's been a minute. Has nothing to do with anything, but it felt good to see him. He's doing well. What else, man? I've been getting harassed by Navient. It's not Sally Mae no more, but Navient. For those of you who've graduated from college and have these loans to pay back. I've been getting harassed for like the last 6 months because I changed my email and they want to know what my email is now. I'm like, look, man, I'm paying you guys on time every damn month. What do you need my email for? So you can tell me when I know when I'm supposed to pay y'all? Like, I hate it. It annoys the shit out of me. I don't understand it. Like, they acting like, it's one thing when you skip payments and you're not paying shit. You're going to have the collectors call you. But all because I changed my email, you got my phone number. What you need my email for? And you're calling me talking about, you changed your email. What is your new email? No, you don't need it. For what? What you need my email for? To tell me that I paid something? I already knew I paid it. It's out of my bank account, motherfuckers. It's annoying. I don't understand this shit no more, man. College tuition is expensive as hell. Like, I already know, like, there's no way we're going to ever get free education after high school, unless you have scholarships, grants, got a rich uncle, shit like that, But I feel like there should be levels to this shit. And I heard this on a stand-up comedy show, and there's something I was going to talk about last podcast, but I just ran out of time. And I just feel like college tuition should be based off of levels, because I went to the Evergreen State College in Olympia, Washington, right? If you're from Washington State and you've heard of the Evergreen State College, they don't believe in grades. It's a pass-fail institution, but it's legit. It's accredited, and, there's some pretty spectacular people out of that alma mater, right? But just the way that the teaching structure is, you're not gonna be paying fucking top dollar to go to school there, unless then there's places like fucking Harvard or like in Yale or West Virginia Wesleyan, stuff like places like that where it's like either the private institutions with like high end education or they offer fucking programs that'll get you working for NASA, shit like that, And I just feel like college tuition should be based off of levels of the type of school you're going to. So, and the type of school and the type of education you're going to be getting. Because, every school is different. The criteria is different. Like, let's say I wanted to go to, what's a good example? If I wanted to go to Western Kentucky University. So, I'm going to tell you a little story about me, right? So, when I got arrested and I got that record on and I had to do all this shit, I was thinking about flooding the state. I was thinking about getting the fuck out of Washington, never coming back, run away from my problems. So what I did was I was like, I'm going to still finish school because I'm not going to quit that. So I applied to Western Kentucky University, right? I got accepted. It's an easy school to get into. So I got accepted and I was about to buy a plane ticket, move with my dad. My dad was actually with the shit too. That was what was crazy because, you have parents, some of your parents are just going to be like, hey, I don't think this is a good idea, but I suggest you stay there. You do your thing, right? See, my dad, on the other hand, though, he's like a really logical person. But when he knows shit ain't right where you're at and you want to get out, he's more than open to do that shit. Even if you have warrants, right? My dad, he's a loving person. My family overall, my dad, my stepmom, my sisters, they're just really loving people. So I was thinking about saying, fuck it, I'm leaving Washington State. I'm moving to Kentucky, going to school over there. I'm going to act like ain't none of this shit ever happened. I'll just deal with it whenever I got to deal with it, right? So anyways, got accepted. Obviously didn't move because I was like, all right, so overall, this shit is still going to be here until I get it handled. So I'm just going to go ahead and handle it now while I'm here, So I never went to West Virginia or Western Kentucky. But see, the criteria of getting in was easy. All they wanted was a 2.0 and a couple of prereqs. I had that out the back. That's easy. So stuff like that where it's not hard to get in and the education is just education. It's not like you're getting a fucking, some crazy physics degree where you're going to use it to figure out how much circumference the black hole is, some shit like that, whatever. And it's just, regular A to B education, get the hell out, live your life type of stuff. And it should be levels, like maybe 4 levels, level 4 being the lowest, 3, 2, and then 1 being the highest, which is like the private schools where you're going to come out being smart as fuck and people are going to take you serious in life, So that's just an idea. If you're listening to this podcast in the future, or if you're somebody listening to this podcast trying to get into politics and shit, put that in your pocket, all right? Save that for when you get in somewhere important with some power and figure out this whole pricing thing, because I feel like it's just crazy how every school just charges different amounts, where it just feels like it should be levels based off the type of education you're getting and how prestigious the college you're at is, On top of that, I never understood why out-of-state tuition is so fucking expensive. Like, you should be happy that somebody from a different state wants you to go to their college. Like, that's fucking awesome. Why are you charging them basically 3 times the amount of an in-state student just to attend your school? And to me, I just think it's fucking nonsense. What does that do? I never understood. I don't do a whole lot of research on things when I do podcasts, but that's just one thing where I just never understood it. I tried to research it, but it just didn't make any fucking sense to me on why they charge that much for somebody out of state just to attend their college. Like, that's the reason why I didn't go to NYU. So I didn't apply either. That's another reason too. I didn't fucking apply to NYU, but I was on my mind because they're sending me stuff in the mail talking about, hey, come to our school, blah blah blah, come to our school, all that shit, right? And I was thinking about it, but then I looked at the out of state tuition costs, and it was like 20 fucking grand just to go to school there. I think it was almost like 20 grand like a semester or some shit, some wild ass number. And I was like, I'm not doing that. That's freaking stupid. Like, why would I pay that much just to go to NYU, and I'm in Washington State where there's UW here, and there's a bunch of little small versions of UW which are half the price, and it's just as good as a school, And I can get it here in my backyard. And it was weird to me, even though I went to West Virginia Wesleyan College instead for my freshman year, well, half of it, and that place, I don't even know how much it cost, because I think my dad, he's the one who put up the money for me to go there. But everything else from that semester, after that semester, from when I was at Northern Virginia Community College to Central to TCC to Evergreen State College, I foot the bill on that shit. So, except my mom. My mom put in some money with a little Parent Plus thing when they had that going on. But other than that, I foot mostly everything else. So I basically got a nice little Benz that I don't own. I ain't gonna never see for how much I spent going to school. But at least I got my degrees from it, Fuck it. You live your life, you live and you learn. But, levels. That's all I ask. What else we got, man? School's a shit show. Simple enough. And mind you, what else is crazy is that college is crazy. I have friends, right, that I went to high school with, and then, we're still buddies. And like they went to like UW, right? Joined this fraternity, and like these guys partied in college. I went to visit them a couple times, and these fools party so fucking hard, but still like managed to do great in school, and they graduated so far, and a lot of these fools are in like great careers, and I'm like, dog, I don't understand how people do it. But like at the same time, I think some people, they're just different kind of animals. Like I'm the type where when I was in school, I was able to party, but I couldn't mix it with school very well. Like I had to really balance my shit out. Like I couldn't go out one night, turn up, and then know I had a test to study for that same weekend and to be able to bust out a long ass study session. I couldn't do that shit. Like I really had to be like, all right, I'm going on Friday. I'm going to have to study every fucking day. I'm not playing just so I can go out this Friday, because if I don't do that, I'm fucked. Shit like that. But some people you run into in life, they're just fucking savages. They figure it out, and they just push through it with a bunch of coffee, maybe some Adderall, and then they're done. So, I bought a Blazer a long time ago. I told you this. But I sold it. Transmission was slipping. Didn't feel like putting any more money into it. Transmissions cost like $1,500, brand new. You can find a used one, spend like $5. Still have to put it in. Don't got time. I'm over it. I think the next car I'm going to look for is going to be something that runs fairly well, has a strong transmission. I'm not getting it from some sketchy dude over a bridge, because that's what I did last time. This motherfucker's from like the sticks over like past Gig Harbor. We met in Gig Harbor. I bought the car for $800, drove it home. It was a little sketchy drive. It was a Ghost Rider. So for those of you who don't know what a Ghost Ride is, or when a car is ghost riding, we're not talking about the hyphy movement, but it's when, I don't know if it's just 4-wheel drive vehicles, but but my truck was a 4-wheel drive, and what happens is that there's pulleys and hooks on that drive, and then what happens over time is that it wears down, and once it wears down, when you're driving, it'll pull. Like your steering wheel don't do shit no more, but you have to steer it from steering elsewhere, because like you're keeping it straight, but you can't even keep it straight. You have to like just keep moving it, because what'll happen is that it'll just weave, because that pulley it's not working the way it should be anymore to keep it tight. So you could just be weaving left and right in traffic if you're not keeping your steering wheel in your hand trying to adjust whenever it moves. So I didn't drive that car at night, because I didn't want people to think I was a drunk driver and I get pulled over or some shit because my car was acting crazy. But it was like $600 to fix, and I just never fixed it. And I was just like, I'm not fixing this damn thing. But yeah, as soon as that transmission started slipping, I was like, yeah, we're just going to have to, it's over. It's done. So, when you buy cars and you call them a project, make sure it's something that you actually want to put money in, because if it's a big investment, like something that you have to put a lot of money in and you don't see it's worth it, boom, you already put a bunch of money down the drain already. I already wasted $800 because I didn't get that $800 back. I told that motherfucker for $50. And so I basically made no profit, negative $750. But that's fine, That's a decision I made. I don't have any kids to feed, so it's okay, I don't know. But nose is running. But anyways, life is crazy. So far, I'm just getting ready to do a marketplace. One of my friends, she told me about this downtown Tacoma market. I hit up a person. They say, hey, you can be in this. I'm like, all right. So me and one of my good friends, we're gonna set up shop in downtown Tacoma on this Sunday, the 7th of May, and I'm gonna sell my brand. So for those of you who do know who I am and what I do on the side, we will be there. So it'd be cool to see your faces. It's gonna be at the post office building on A Street in downtown Tacoma. It's called the Downtown Tacoma Market. It's on Sunday, May 7th at 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And my brand's going to be there along with a bunch of other shit going on. So it should be a good time. If you're in the Tacoma area, pull up. Okay? Pull up, come through, spend some money to support local art. Okay? That's all I ask. Shop local. And I got some other shit going on too. I got there's one more festival fee I got to pay, because there's a spot I'm trying to get in June. It's a 2-day festival, and I'm not going to say anything about it until I actually pay for it and they let me have my spot there, because you talk about it and then they're like, oh, sorry, Max, we don't have a spot for you no more. You look like a fucking idiot. I'm not those people that like to talk too much and then it ends up not happening, because then I look like a fucking fool, and then I'm looking at myself in the mirror like, why the fuck can you just keep your mouth shut? It's just not my thing. I don't like doing job interviews talking about, oh yeah, that was a good job interview, I'm about to be a blah 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 working for blah blah blah, or I got a job interview at blah 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 doing blah blah blah, and I don't even know if I got the fucking job yet. Like, I'm talking too much. I feel like you're talking too much, then your focus is all fucked up. All you gotta do is just keep it to yourself, try your best, and then just wait. That's it. Don't gotta give out too much information. You don't even know if you got the shit yet. You just gotta stay positive and keep all that energy and that thought into your mind, and don't be sharing all that shit with everybody else, because you just got too many people in your business. That's how I am. I'm a very private person. Even if I'm going through some drama and I just have to post about it on Facebook, I keep it real vague. That's just my style. I'm not going to talk about, oh, baby mama, baby daddy, oh, this girl I dated in high school, shit like that. No, I'm just going to, be real vague about it so nobody really knows what's going on except me and the people involved. That's my style. That's how I got down. Just because I'm just not into it. I'm not into bashing people or, getting that woe is me shit. I hate it. I don't like when people feel bad for me, because at the same time, me being involved in the situation kind of makes me responsible for the situation even occurring. You know what I mean? So I don't never want nobody to feel bad for me for shit unless somebody chopped my leg off for no reason. Then I'd be like, hey, I need some sympathy over here. But if it's something that I did or I was a part of and then it just didn't go my way, then don't feel bad for me at all, dog. I'll be fine. That's what my mama's for. She's going to make some macaroni and cheese and ham, and I'll be okay. I'll be fine. No big deal. So, I bought a fake Ichiro jersey. Me and a friend of mine went to the Miami Marlins. Miami or Florida? Miami Marlins? Isn't it even the Marlins? Yeah, Miami Marlins. Miami? I think it's the Miami Marlins. I don't know. But the Marlins came, and for those of you who don't know, I said that shit already. I love that phrase. Ichiro Suzuki plays for the Marlins in the outfield, and he used to play for the Mariners. So he started with the Mariners, played with us for a long ass time, and then we traded him off to the Yankees. The Yankees had him for like a season and a half, and then he went to Florida. And then people think he's gonna retire, but when I saw him in the outfield, I don't think he's going anywhere anytime soon. I mean, unless the team's like, oh, you're too old, we don't want you no more. And then you hit that age, and people are just like, yeah, we don't want you on our team either. You're just hella old. Do something else. That could happen. That's easy. That could easily happen. But I mean, he did well when I see him. He had a fucking home run, which I thought was awesome. So this is how the game. My arm's cramping. Anyways, this is how the game was. We get there. The game's at freaking noon. So I already asked my boss. I was like, hey, I'm going to go to this game. Is that all good? And he was like, yeah, it's fine. So I leave work early just to go to this game. I get my Ichiro double bobblehead. So what was cool is that they had a bobblehead of him in a Mariners jersey, and it was attached to another bobblehead of him in the Marlins jersey, because with that team he had 3,000 hits. And then with us, he had like 242 hits in a single season, some wild number like that. And it was just two major accomplishments. So they were like, we're just going to do a double bobblehead. So it was this big-ass box with two Ichiros, essentially. And that shit was tight. And then he hit a home run, which I thought was even more cooler, because it's like, fuck, I haven't seen Ichiro here in a long time. He hits a home run in his old stadium. That's awesome. So that was pretty cool. I bought a jersey for $20 off of OfferUp. Mind you, OfferUp is probably one of the best places, or Craigslist, to buy sketchy items that you don't want. It's the best place to buy sketch items off the radar. You don't got to worry about no drug bust. You don't got to worry about no FBI. You don't got to worry about the DEA. You don't got to worry about no cops. I mean, unless you're buying illegal shit. But if something's stolen and it's legit, and you know it's legit stolen, and you just know your ways around the internet, then you can have anything, you know. So I got this. So it was an interesting situation. I was just, you know, I was on OfferUp. I was like, I'm about to go to this game. You know, I'm not paying no more than $50 for a jersey. So I find this dude selling this Ichiro jersey for $20. And I'm like, you know what? This jersey's fake as fuck. If I buy this jersey for $20 and it's authentic, I'm going to be mad I even bought it, you know, because that's what the hell are you selling that jersey for $20 for? It's rude, you know? So anyways, so I bought this jersey from this dude, and like we were in this sketchy ass part of Washington State, right? We were in motherfucking Kent. All right. For those of you who are from Washington, you go to Kent or Auburn, sometimes even further away. That area of Washington is fucking weird. Like, it's worse. It's not like Tacoma. Tacoma has a bad rep sometimes because, you know, the 80s was jumping with crime. But now it's just, you go to Auburn or Kent and further away, it's a little sketchy over there, and you don't know what you're dealing with. So I met this dude in front of a Fred Meyer's, right? I already saw him because he was like, oh, I'm on this corner. So I pull up. I drive past him because obviously he doesn't know what kind of car I'm in. So I drive past him, park on the other end of the parking lot in case I got to run, you know. But I go to the ATM because I don't carry cash on me. That's stupid as fuck sometimes because, yeah. So if you want to rob me, you just get all you're going to get is some debit cards I'm just going to turn off in 30 minutes. So I don't know what the hell you're going to do, buddy. So anyways, go to the ATM, take out this measly $20. You know, I was like, hey, dog, is $20 going to work? I'm texting him. I'm looking at him text me. He don't know I'm looking at him because he don't know what I look like, right? So I'm like, all right. So I know what this dude looks like. So I'm walking up to him. You know, it's this tall. He's like, you know, like maybe 6'1", 6'2", tall, you know, heavy set white dude, you know. Not saying white's a big deal. I don't care about color that much, you know. I'm not going to just, you know, assume. I don't even know where I was going to go with that. But anyways, you know, heavy set white dude, about 6'1", 6'2". And my man was wearing a do-rag. So I was like, all right, me and him, we know what's going on. We ain't playing no games right here. I'm buying this $20 jersey, which potentially could be stolen. But we know what's good. We know what's happening right now. We're going to make it happen. So I saw him, saw his build, saw his attire. He's wearing a do-rag, white guy, probably balding on the top with a nice cul-de-sac. Not a big deal. You don't pay attention to detail. And I don't assume, but for that situation, I definitely assumed. I walk up to him. I knew his name. I said, hey, blah, blah, blah. He said, yeah, are you Javon? I said, yeah. And he goes, here's the jersey. You got the 20? I said, yeah. You got the jersey? He said, yeah. And I gave him the 20. He gave me the jersey. I walked off. That's it. That's what you got to do, man. Because, like, OfferUp is the closest thing you could do that you can get to a legitimate drug deal without any trouble, you know? Like, you could do, you know, drug deals and be like, I'm going to buy some crack, you know? But that's not fun because if you get arrested, you're fucked, right? But if you want to live in that fast lane but not really live it and you just want to fantasize about it, do an OfferUp deal in front of a fucking Fred Meyer in an area that you don't want to be in during the daylight, though, because it's safe. So, because you don't know what the hell you're going to run into, especially if it's fake merchandise. I knew I was going to buy that fake-ass jersey. I knew my man knew I was buying a fake jersey, because if he thought I thought that shit was real, there's a fucking problem. But, anyway, bought a jersey, went about my business. It smelled crazy. I had to wash it 2 times, but I love it. Now, I'm a happy buyer. I'm going to go back to him again if he has anything else that I want to purchase from him. All right? So, anyways, that's my story about that. You want to have fun? You want to live life on the edge? Buy some sketchy shit off of OfferUp. Go with a friend, though. Never go alone. And have a good time. You know, tell your friends about it. You know? What else, man? Did anybody... fuck, that's old news. But that man, an Asian man, got dragged out of an airplane by United Airlines. And that whole situation, I'm going to just talk about it like nobody knows about it. So there's a video that circulated the interwebs of this Asian doctor. He didn't want to give up his seat, you know, because he was like, hey, I got shit to do. I don't care if it's my seat that has to go. I don't want the hotel or the money. I need to get on this flight because I got shit to do back at home, right? They could have been like, okay, that's fine. Let's move on to the next person that's down to leave. So, he didn't budge. He was really stubborn. He got yanked off that fucking plane like a rag doll. They yanked his ass off, probably punched him in the face. Because obviously, if you're a security guard and you're human, you got your adrenaline going, you're just going to pop off and do some wild shit because you know you can get away with it at that point in time. Because I've seen not bodyguards, but like security guards at like establishments, like clubs and bars and shit, fuck people up because it's like, this is the perfect opportunity to let people here in this establishment know that I'm a security guard and I don't play. So if somebody's popping off right now, I'm going to lay their ass out and fuck them up. And I've seen it on multiple occasions, being drunk at bars. And it's not me, but I've seen other people get just snatched up and fucked up. I'm like, see, you gave that person an opportunity to really flex some shit. And obviously you're way too small to be dealing with people this size, of this stature. And they're going to, make an example out of you for other people at this little bar to know that, oh, that dude with the name tag John, Big John, he don't fuck around. Don't do no dumb shit in here. He gonna fuck you up. So, simple. So, anyways, they dragged this man out by his fucking arms after they whooped his ass. And, yeah. So, over time, I think like a couple weeks or so, they settled it. They paid my man some money. I don't know how much they gave him. It's an undisclosed amount. Hopefully $1 million or something nice. And that's that. But what was hella funny is that as soon as news broke about them paying off the guy after they whooped his ass and threw him off the plane, they were sending like emails out. I didn't even know I was a part of their email chain, but I know that I have their app. I have the United Airlines app on my phone because I had a flight through them a while ago, and for the only way you can get the ticket from them onto your phone is if you have their app, which is silly as fuck, but that's just how it works. So I guess I gave them my email at one point in time, and they like emailed me something about, we always want all of our customers to feel good and to feel equal and to feel happy to fly with United, blah, blah, blah. I didn't read it. I didn't skim it. I'm just basing it off of the title of the stupid ass email. But it's just like, what's crazy to me is how people are being forced to apologize. And it's just, all of a sudden, all is forgiven because I said I'm sorry after I beat your ass. It's like, no, dude. You're just saying sorry because you're just going to say sorry because it's going to make some stupid person on Facebook happy because it's what they do. They want people to say I'm sorry for speaking their mind or doing what they do, blah, blah, blah. Like, at the same time, me personally, I felt bad for the guy. I think it wasn't necessary. But if security pulls up on you in a place and your only option is to get off the plane or get off the plane, chances are you're going to have to fight now. Like, they're going to use force. But that's just me being black, right? Although I'm black and I talk like I'm a middle high class white male from fucking, the nice parts of the world, I understand my skin tone, and I know that once security starts showing up to shit, it's time to go. That's what you gotta learn. It's fight or flight, and most of the time it's fucking flight, whatever. And yeah, that's just me though. Like, if I see security pulling up, and it's because I didn't get out my chair, oh yeah, for sure I'm getting the fuck out of there, because I already know what's gonna happen is somebody's gonna make an example out of me, or I'm gonna fuck somebody up. It's either one. It's one of the two, right? I'm gonna size you up. All right. If there's only 2 security guards, one's some skinny, frail dude that might know something, and then another dude is like, nice, decent built, maybe my size. Mind you, I'm only 5'8", 5'9", 215, 220 pounds. I'm a decent size. I'm not like fat, I'm fairly muscular in my build. And I just know motherfuckers gonna think I'm gonna do something because of that size. So I'm just gonna like, hey, we just gonna have to make it happen. So what I would do is I'd hit the weakest one first, and I'd just run, right? Probably snatch me up because obviously airplanes aren't that big, and I just live my life. Probably gonna stomp me out. Not a big deal. I deserved it because I didn't fucking move when they asked me to. Whatever. But that's just my thought. Like, as soon as a security guard shows up to something after they told you to leave or asked you to get out of your seat multiple occasions, although you feel like it is your right to stay where you are, which in some cases, law sometimes, but if it's in their paperwork that says If it's in this disclosure that says if we want to remove you from this flight, we have all rights to do that. It's like, oh, if we don't want to, why am I stuttering so fucking hard? If we don't want to serve you in this restaurant, we don't have to. Kind of a shit, you know? So I'm just like, hey, should have got out. That's it. That's all I have to say. You don't have to agree with me, but it's just what I think. When they say, can you get out of that seat? I'm getting out of that motherfucking seat. But as soon as the security guards come over, talking about trying to put their hands on me, we fight. Don't know how long, don't know how strong my chin is, but we gonna fight. We don't have to. What you touching me for? I know you're here now. Let me get out. I'm ready to go. But I don't know. That's just me talking shit and ranting. I gave you a good 55 minutes. I was going to talk about some other things, but we'll save it for the next podcast. If you have any suggestions, like, Javon, get the fuck off of podcasting. We don't like listening to you no more. Just let me know. My email is I don't care @yahoo.com. Which it ain't. Nah, but seriously, you can find me on Twitter, HOVXVO. HOVXVO is the Twitter handle. My Instagram handle is ArcheeBlanco. Archie with 2 E's. So ARCHEE Blanco, like BLANCO on Instagram. And then you'll find the business page on that site eventually. So overall, man, I want to say thank y'all for listening. You know, thank you for listening to me talk about some shit and ranting, having a good old time, you know. That's what I do. I'm actually going to undo that if I can, because I literally just forgot what I talked about. Oh, I can't. Perfect. Anyways, you guys have a good night. Stay out of trouble. Kiss your mother on the forehead for me. Let her know I still love her. And, you know, I'll let her know that she can take me back whenever she needs me back. All right. What else? Stop stalking people on Snapchat that you don't fuck with. You know, if you guys aren't friends, you don't gotta be all nosy in their shit all the time. You don't gotta do that. Move on. Drama, Facebook drama. Stay away from Facebook drama if you're older than 24. If you're older than 24, still doing nonsense on Facebook, do something else. Read a book. Take up knitting. You know, maybe start a rapping career, something like that. Rapping presence or whatever. What else? Stay out of trouble. You know, stay hydrated. Drink water. Be level-headed. Do yoga once a week. I changed my work schedule. I'm gonna be doing yoga in the mornings now. I'm excited. And you know, much love. Love and peace. Chicken grease. Batman.